In this interview, I spoke to deep tech startup Aprisium CEO Raghav Narayan about its mission and approach to water analysis. Aprisium's autonomous technology reduces treatment time and operational waste while enhancing efficiency through real-time monitoring. With a strong funding strategy supported by mission aligned investors, the company aims to reach 1 million monthly recurring revenue, demonstrating the potential for sustainability to align with profitability.
The leadership style, described as purpose driven and collaborative, fosters a diverse and inclusive work environment that attracts top talent globally. As the water sector faces unprecedented challenges, Aprisium is poised for agile adaptation, leveraging its modular solutions and predictive analytics to address future industry shifts, including decentralization and enhanced contaminant monitoring. Have a listen.
Okay, so Raghav, Aprisium has done a lot of things. I would like to know how your diverse team plays a key role in the success, and how do you foster an inclusive environment as well as ensure employees from various backgrounds have opportunities to thrive and contribute to the company's growth.
Thanks, Amina. First and foremost, as you're aware, Aprisium is a deep tech company in the business of environmental sustainability. So our focus is to balance sustainability with profitability. We want to show that what's good for business is also good for sustainability and vice versa. So that's where you have the incentive to be sustainable. At Aprisium, we see diversity as a strength, as a strategic advantage. And our team of 24 are now span about 7 nationalities, and we're very deliberate and very strategic in encouraging diversity, especially women, into the workforce because the perspectives are so much more value adding for us. So we of course foster inclusion by ensuring that everyone has a voice on the table regardless of their levels, positions, background, nationality, and what have you, right? So what we value, when you value perspectives, right, of different background, and that also challenges conventional thinking. That's so important for a deep tech company which is constantly trying to outthink competition, outthink the problems which the industry is facing all the time. So our team knows that their ideas can shape real world situations. As I said, we are trying to do environmentally important things. So it's also a big incentive for a lot of people who are seeing the work they're doing is actually impacting the world in a real way. I think there's much more incentive, much more motivation to work as well. So a combination of the fact that we are addressing a very unique problem in the environment today, coupled with the fact that we are so diverse, not only from a nationality perspective, also from a gender perspective, and the fact that a bulk of our leadership team are women, I think is what has helped us gain this pretty tremendous traction, I would say, in the last couple of years.
Thank you. I love that you said diversity is a superpower and a strength in Aprisium. So, you talked about how Aprisium balanced the technological innovation with sustainable practice, especially in this field. In terms of operations, how do you see the workforce, your workforce especially, in shaping the company's future growth and global impact?
Absolutely. So we believe that sustainability and innovation are not exclusive, but they're actually, I would say, parallel tracks. They're interwoven, they're interconnected, they're entwined, and that's how we do our business, right? So our analyzers are built to work autonomously, real time, monitoring the contaminants of water quality and measure the water quality at source. And what that does is drastically reduce the time. Currently what you do is you take a sample, you send it to a lab, you test it out, the results come out, you tag it, you measure it. It's just a single data sheet. It's not even a data point, right? What we do is we're collecting thousands of data, and we're able to analyze it and so on. So first and foremost, this directly cuts the treatment time. It also reduces operational waste, and most importantly, what it does is it improves process efficiency, which is what helps people save money. So, for example, save chemicals, we save energy, We save on processing time. For typically when we treat water, we either go through a membrane or we go through a reaction tank. And when we are having insights real time being delivered to the treatment, we can optimize the treatment to the actual contaminants rather than having a preset protocol. And that's what saves money and increase profitability for customers. Of course, as I said, the biggest opportunity and the biggest strategic advantage we have are the people. And we believe that people building the solution are also shaping the future of the world, right? The future of water, the future of, they're basically stewards in steering the whole company towards what the world is looking at. And yes, of course, let's not forget that we are a very experienced team, and I don't help the average age of the team. So
There's diversity in that as well.
diversity in that as well, precisely. And we all been long enough in the world to know what works and what doesn't work, and how to solve problems quickly. And some of the teething issues which some of the younger startups have in terms of adjusting to each other is straight away not there, because we've seen it all, done it all. We just get together, put our heads together and solve the problem. And I think that's what we do well, be it drinking water in the Philippines, aquaculture in the Nordics, data centers in the Philippines, or and so on and so forth. So, or even PFAS in Japan. We are also deploying a PFAS solutions in Japan. So I think we have the knowledge with expertise. People have lived all around the world. So yeah, all of that comes in handy and sort of nicely dovetails into our solution to the customers.
Thank you. So our audience wants to know, how does Aprisium secure funding to support your projects, and how these investments actually enable your company to scale and drive the industry transformation that you're talking about just now?
Absolutely. So we've been very fortunate. We've been able to attract mission-aligned investors who bring more than just capital. Of course, we had an oversubscribed round, and the investors who have actually funded us have actually brought in more than just money. They bring insights, they bring networks, and also the most important, they need to bring they need to have the belief in our vision as well, right? So if you see, in just over 2 years, we've secured a seed round and also a follow-up round with very focused investors like Cocoon Capital. And they have been playing key roles in also opening up doors for us and also helping us, and they understand deep tech, they understand business, and it's so important for deep tech companies. So what we have now done is we've already secured deployments across Southeast Asian nations, ASEAN, Nordics. We're just getting into Japan as well, and we've just had the last 1 week extensive interest from Middle East as well, because obviously when there's so much of water focus in the Middle East, there's of course interest in our solution, which can help us in reducing the cost and so on. So we do this, and more importantly, I think our backers, right, the investors, stakeholders, and so on, they're also helping us drive the systemic change. We are deploying in multiple geographies, also understanding that someone like us who are quite experienced don't need the kind of hand holding which they normally have to do with other founders. Understanding that balance between giving the freedom to do the work, what we do, and also giving those strategic insights. I think that balance is what our investors are able to do very well.
Nice. So what do you consider to be Aprisium's biggest successes over the past few years, and perhaps tell us more about your leadership style? How has it influenced these achievements?
I think there are a couple of, I would call, very humbly our big successes. First one is, there's a general belief that deep tech startups need a longer gestation period to turn profitable and even earn revenues. We have turned a deep tech idea into a working revenue generating solution in under 3 years, and to reach $1 million in revenues by third year of operation, I think is actually a very big success. It also proves that there is a huge market pull. We are actually solving real world problems. I think that's one big success. The second one is that the fact that we are able to prove to customers that what's sustainable is also good for business. Having this tremendous interest and traction is, I think, the second success, right? Otherwise, the general belief is sustainability and profitability are at loggerheads. The second thing. The third thing, which is one of my pet projects, is we are virtually the world's first company to deploy analyzers to measure PFAS at site. Today, PFAS is a very complex organic molecule, and we have to detect it at less than 4 parts per trillion. We are not the only companies who are doing it at site, at source. And there's a tremendous traction, tremendous interest for this, and we're talking with global companies around the world to address this. Coming to my leadership style, I want to say that I'm humbled by experience. For someone who has spent 25 years in the corporate life, I thought this would be a walk in the park. No, I didn't. But guess what? It's been one of the most humbling experience. It's also been the most learning experience. It's been very educative.
Right.
But I think what's helped us in our traction, I think, is I'm completely driven by purpose. Very collaborative. I say that I bring people and ideas together. That's my motto. And I think what these qualities have brought in, my experience, the mission and the purpose which we work, and also the fact that we are very collaborative, and this inherent penchant for diversity, I think has helped attract exceptional talent. I've got people from all around the world. It's because of what, it's a combination of all these factors. And then, of course, while I say that I've spent 25 years in global corporate life living across the globe, I think Aprisium has been the most meaningful chapter. One, because it allows me to lead from both the heart and mind, but also there is a clear vision, completely empowered. That's such a relief. And I think the most important thing is the why behind the work. Why we're doing it? Because we are directly impacting the problems of the environment, which is impacting everybody today, right? So I think all of this is what shapes my leadership style, and I can say that I'm a long way to go. We are constantly learning. Learning never stops. But I believe we're on the right track.
Yeah, and so far you're really walking the talk. So we're on to the last 2 questions already. I just want to know, in terms of the water sector itself, right, it's already evolving so much because of climate change and technological advancements, and you're already in a deep tech, so you know how fast these advancements accelerate. How do you see Aprisium adapting to these challenges, and what role does your diverse team again play in driving these adaptations?
Yeah, great question actually. We believe that the water trade sector is at an inflection point. One side you have the climate variability aspects. Then we have tighter regulations coming in. I mean, we just read Southeast Asian nations all embracing carbon tax and so on, tighter regulations. There's rising water stress. And therefore there is inherent need and recognition that they have to question the legacy systems, right? So, and then Aprisium is designed for agility. So, which is I feel that both from a literal perspective as well as from a metaphorical perspective, we are quite agile. One, our solutions are modular, they're autonomous, easily deployable, virtually plug and play, and they give real-time visibility, real-time analytics, and as I say, right, again, our seasoned team, our well-seasoned team, we draw on global experiences in water, and that's, I think, along with the tech and the businesses, we bring perspectives. We also bring pragmatism, which is very important for the water sector, right? I think this diversity helps us adapt fast, be it customizing a solution in a shrimp farm in Denmark, or even drinking water in Philippines or wastewater in Philippines. I think all of this comes in very nicely. Apart from that, I think this climate change stress, right, is not just about testing and more. It actually calls for big data. It needs real-time data. It needs big data, not lagging indicators. You send it to a lab, get the results in 15 days, 1 month, 2 months. That's severely exactly lagging indicator, right? Doesn't help. So as I said, our seasoned team, our global footprint, local insights, it all helps us to tailor innovations to specific problems in the water sector. And I would say, so while the deep tech itself is important, but the diverse team with a lot of seasoning also helps as well.
I really love the buzzword, like you said, agility, right? I think that's what really keeps us going as well, because things are moving very fast and the changes, and so looking ahead, of course, it's quite unpredictable, but I want to know, what are your key predictions for the water industry and perhaps the next 5 to 10 years, and perhaps how do you envision, Aprisium
contributing to the sustainability of the sector, although you guys have been trailing the path so far.
Thank you. No, I think one of the biggest things we keep discussing amongst our leadership team is what is going to happen in the next 3 years, 5 years, right? And I think we are sort of more or less unanimous that there are going to be 5 major shifts, shall we say, for lack of a better word. One, decentralization. So which means that water treatment and monitoring will happen closer to the source. And Aprisium is just nicely ready for that, right? We can deploy at source and do it. Data-driven decision making, which means you don't no more a single data point is not going to cut the ice, right? We need to have data, big data, and we with our AI-driven analytics along with predictive insights, I think will become very, very crucial for addressing this thing. The third thing, which I already talked a lot about, the balancing of sustainability and profitability. We need to prove that what sustainable is also profitable, and that's what we're trying to do as well. The next term, of course, is a little bit more in the future, but a little bit more, I would say, coming on very soon, is transparency and trust. What I mean by that is traceability of your contaminants, monitoring. So we're looking at something like, whether for regulatory purposes, we need to have some kind of a blockchain and traceability for the data and the insights and so on. I think that's something which is coming up. And last but not the least, I think is probably the most important one, is what I call as inclusive innovation, as well as cross-border collaboration. What I mean is, we need to have solutions for the developing world. We also need to be having solutions for the developed world as well. And while we need to attune, I mean, for example, when we deploy an analyzer in the Philippines, we do a lot of customization for that market compared to what we do for Denmark. So that kind of customization is required, even though the problem itself is similar, right? So that's what I would say. So I would say in all of this, Aprisium is well positioned. We aim to be the tech layer for what is sustainability. We want to provide the visibility, we want to provide the predictability and trust in every drop we monitor, right? We are not, of course, by doing this, we're not only being more resilient and profitable, but also we are, the why of the business. We are actually in our own small way helping the planet, right? So of course we are here for the profits. We want to make money, but we also, in the process, we are also helping the planet. So it's a nice feeling at the end of the day.
Yeah, the sustainability and marketability all going hand in hand.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Raghav, for your time. Yep, and this is the interview.
Thank you.